'Cause it's just loose lips. I chat better than I sing, so go ahead and enjoy.
I didn't realise you were on Dragon's Den. What was that experience like?
Absolutely awful. It was 6 years ago, I think now. And so at the time I had this Leeds magazine called Urban Coco, all about independent fashion designers. And I applied to go on the show thinking there's no way I'm going to get on. And I got on and I spent months with the producers. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes in terms of like the due diligence, the, you know, making sure you're not going to really kill yourself after the show and you can handle the pressure or whatever, speaking to doctors and all that. And then the producers said, you know, you're amazing, they're going to love you, you're going to love you. So I just went in there like, I'm amazing, they're going to love me. And when they didn't love me, I wasn't prepared for it at all. So I was asking for investment to take the Leeds magazine international. I wanted it to be the #1 magazine for independent fashion designers. And Peter Jones just said, who do you think you are? How dare you compete with me? Quit now, it's never going to work.
Serious?
Yeah, it was savage. It was savage. And what's funny is because I've spent years watching Dragon's Den, I've actually not watched it ever since, but I've spent years watching the show. And when people don't know their numbers or they fuck up on something, I'm like, you're such an idiot. Like, how don't you know that? Like, I was that idiot. I was that idiot. And luckily, like,
because
6 years ago.
Is it because when you're in that environment, it just goes to pot?
Well, I think it's because so like they picked me up at 7 in the morning from the hotel that they put me in the night before, and I spent 5 hours in my heels going backwards and forwards getting B-roll footage, and you're knackered. And I was the first one to go in that day. There was 3 other contestants, and when you walk in, when you see them for the first time, like that is the first time you see them. And then there's no wall down the left-hand side. Obviously it's a studio. You think you're in this warehouse, but it's a studio. And there's like 50 camera crew, the lights are on you, I was sweating, it was awful. And so because I'd gone in there thinking that they were going to love me, I wasn't prepared for, I think I maybe just had an arrogance about me at that age, maybe, where, oh, of course they're going to invest in me, of course. And I hadn't prepared for anything else. So they all said, I'm out. What's he called? The Scottish dick. He was rolling his eyes at me. Duncan Bannatyne, he was just like, so over it, and you can't leave until they all say I'm out. So it felt like I was in there for about 3 hours, but the reality was it was no more than 10 minutes. And then you get in the lift, which doesn't even move, and you wait for someone to pull the door open, and then you get rushed into like a storeroom, and you then, before you've had time to digest what's happened, there's someone asking, you know, the guy with the big ears.
Yeah.
It's that part, but he's not there. You don't meet him. You're just speaking to the camera and saying, this is how I think it went. And I hadn't had time to digest it. So I kind of said, you know, they're entitled to their opinion and I'll go on and prove them wrong. And it was a bit arrogant, really, how I, you know, instead of sort of saying, well, I take it on board and I'll think about it. So from filming to airing was 6 months. So I had 6 months to kind of like get my shit together. And so I just worked really hard. I sold advertising space. I got a distribution company on board, and I created an international magazine, which went on sale in 16 countries the same weekend that my episode aired. And so it sold out worldwide. And I did a couple of international issues like that. But on the back of the show, I got loads of opportunities. And one of them was to be a partner for the Clothes Show, which, I don't know if you know, it was like the biggest fashion event in the country at the time.
'Cause it's just loose.